Greetings, guys, from the UK. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a marvelous day, whatever you're doing. I've got the Hulk t shirt on. Shout out to the Marvel fans. And I just want to talk about the milestone that is today. Excuse me, my voice is going. Which is today, which is I celebrated my 39th birthday, guys. And I want to talk about it because, like, leading up to it, I had a lot of like kind of apprehension, a lot of nerves, a lot of comparing myself to other people. Now I know that great saying, they say comparison is the thief of joy. You shouldn't compare yourself to others. But I look at, like, I don't know, associates, friends. They've got their shit together, guys. Do you know what I mean? They're doing really well in life. They've got the good jobs, careers, the houses, the wives, the families, the classic case of the nice house, the white fence, and the two kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like there going, well, what the fuck am I doing? Well, Ali, what the hell happened to you? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, ah. And then it's like, as my birthday was approaching, I had this like crushing kind of panic feeling like, oh my God, you've got to get your shit together. Time is running out. Look, your hair's receding, your beard's going grey, you're getting older. Come on, sort your shit out, man. And it's a horrible feeling, isn't it? It's just kind of like, you just feel like you're not living up to people's expectations. You feel like your life's not going as how it should be. And with that comes the apprehension, the nervousness, and I just didn't want to get out of bed the other day. I just literally froze. I just laid there and thought, what's the point in anything? Um, Currently I'm unemployed, so I just chucked that one out there. I used to work in, previously in IT. I did that for about 13, 14 years. But let's just say life gave me a few challenges. Suffered bereavement, my relationship broke down, and it was just like dominoes. It was one thing after the other. As a consequence, I had to move out of the family home into like a kind of shared house kind of place, which isn't the best environment. And as a consequence, I'm not proud to say it, my father passed away, which hit me really, really hard, as you can imagine, had a real detrimental effect on my mental health. So I kind of leaned on alcohol. How I say leaned on it, I saw it as a bit of a crutch to kind of help me through those tough times. And naively, looking back throughout my life, let's go right back to my childhood, okay? Um, so I kind of grew up in a kind of hostile environment. What I mean by that, alcohol from a young age was prevalent. It was all around me because my dad was a heavy drinker. So he was an alcoholic. So as you can imagine, I, from a young age, noticed how the alcohol, you know, slowly sunk its claws into him, if that makes sense. So it started out with like a couple of beers after work for him. Then, when the novelty of that, he would need something stronger, so it progressed to like the spirits, and then the really like industrial strength kind of ciders, like the K super ciders. We're talking like 8% a can, and ultimately, no matter how I dress it up or we dress it up, alcohol prematurely, had a detrimental effect on him, and that's why he's no longer here. As a consequence, in combination with heavy smoking, he had COPD, and I kind of just witnessed this kind of strong character just completely, the alcohol and the smoking completely just destroyed the man's body. He was just a shadow of his former self in the end. Just didn't leave the house for about 2 years, and he was gradually just wasted away. He just gave up. And that's what it did to him. Growing up in that environment, it was quite a kind of volatile. The alcohol made him kind of like Jekyll and Hyde in a sense. When he didn't drink, absolutely one of the nicest blokes you'd meet. Once the poison was in him, we would have conflict, like, and as a consequence, I'd have like mental abuse and witnessed like domestics and stuff over the years. So yeah, that was tough, and it's only when we sit and we reflect, we realise the kind of traumas from the childhood which kind of stay with you for the rest of your life. You know, maybe some of you can relate. You've grown up in a similar environment, and I guess those kind of traumas have an effect on your self-esteem and your self-worth. And your confidence. You know, my own relationship with alcohol, pretty bog standard. How it developed. You know, as a teenager, used to drink ciders down the park with mates. You know, used to be a laugh, didn't it? You get a bottle of White Lightning cider, big bottle of cider. You and your mates would drink it. That would be the ritual every weekend, getting tanked up. And you know, as I got a bit older, Friday, Saturday in the clubs, binge drinking. And it's only until later in life that I didn't see the connection that, you know, I never thought I was an alcoholic myself. You know, I was like in denial. Let's face it. I was like, well, I'm not like my dad, am I? I don't need the alcohol every single day. So there's nothing wrong with me, that kind of mentality. But my problem was, and I couldn't see it at the time, was my problem was different in the sense that whenever I would have just one drink, that would spark something in me that would just lead me down a path of chaos. I just would not want the party to stop. You know, the pubs will shut, people would be leaving the venue, and I'd be like, well, what are they doing? Let's go to the clubs, let's carry on. You know, it's just as soon as I had that first initial drink, I essentially just pressed self destruct, guys. And I just wanted to just, you know, keep going until you know, you just completely end up destroying yourself. And as a result, you know, the after effect of it was I would used to spend days feeling terrible. You know, normally people would just have a hangover for a day or so. Mine would last like a couple of days, like panic attacks, night terrors, sweat, anxiety through the roof, being sick. I just couldn't do it anymore, guys. So that's why I made the decision to walk this path of recovery, to walk a path of sobriety, to face up to the challenges, and try and instill hope in other people and encouragement, because this path is not easy. I've been sober now for about 5 weeks, nearly 6 weeks, and I've already had my fair share of people trying to pull me back into that old lifestyle, trying to entice me back into the old scenarios. And I've had to remain strong and tell them quite firmly, no, I don't want that in my life anymore. I don't want to go back there. So you have to remain resilient on this journey, and it is tough. You will have times where people will tempt you, but you have to remain strong. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. Birthday celebration today, midlife crisis, but I'm pleased to say I went to the pub today, had a lunch, and I'm still sober. I chose to drink water. It's all about the decisions we make, guys. I'll leave this video here. Have a wonderful day.